Hello everyone, this is Aeos here with another StarCraft 2 game.
And this is Isaac.
And looks like we have CypherX spawning as the Zerg over here in the 3 o'clock position, and we have PrimeBlackCR spawning as Terran up in the 12 o'clock. So Isaac, what do you think about this matchup? TVZ, I'm really not a specialist in this at all, but I know you play some Zerg, so why don't you give us a lowdown on what we might be seeing?
Well, CVT is pretty good recently, and from the positions, I can say I think it's going to be a good match. Closest by air means no really early 2 racks from the Terran, or a quick baneling bust from the Zerg. Looks like this will go into a macro game, if the Zerg so chooses.
Okay. And it is close by air position, so I could see dropping viable option for Terran. Maybe even Zerg too. I know some players have been using that recently, but we'll have to see what these players choose to do.
Yeah, on a side note, recently in the Boxer versus Yellow show match, Yellow did in fact do roach drops on close air positions on Metalopolis, so it is possible.
Yes. And that was a very interesting game, actually bringing some queens with it too.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if he just had mutas or... Yeah, mutas would have been better. Queens were very interesting, but I don't think it's viable.
Yeah. Well, and Yellow's just getting used to StarCraft 2 as well, so... But, I expect him to get used to it a little bit, and, I mean, he was an innovator in StarCraft 1, so...
Yeah, he was kind of Yellow, so dropping queens might be the new ZVT of tomorrow.
That would be pretty interesting. I mean, he had Spanishiwa with his 4-queen spine crawler opening, which didn't really necessarily last too long, but it did sort of spark some interesting notes. Let's see, CypherX got a spawning pool down, and it looks like he's got his hatchery up at his natural, and so pretty standard play so far. It looks like the Terran just getting his 2 refineries up, and getting a couple Marines out before showing any tech of any sort, so we'll have to be seeing what he's going to do here shortly.
And the Marine outside, and just at his base, has caught the Overlord, and now he knows for sure if... Well, he already knew where the Zerg was at this point, because he scouted the other 2 locations.
Yeah.
But now oh! Zerglings are in the base. Zerglings are in the base.
It's a lot of good scouting information there. Sees those 2 gas geysers up.
And that's going to tell him a lot, because what any Zerg will know, 2 gas Terran usually means some kind of tech play, be it Blue Flame Hellion, or what I'm going to predict is going to be Banshees.
Okay. And we do see the factory going down right now, so we could be seeing some sort of Banshee play, or maybe Hellion. Either way, not quite sure yet, but we'll have to see what's going on. And of course, CypherX being very polite there, saying you got 4 in the gas geyser, so some good manner out.
Yes, 4 on gas is not as efficient as 3.
Yep.
We're teaching here at these gas right now.
Yep.
And you know what's not as good as... Oh, can you look at the Zerg natural right now?
Okay. Yep. Got
it
2
looks
spine
like
crawlers.
2 spine crawlers, and he's got idle drones.
Oh, yep, that's a big problem. Want to get that rallied over.
2 idle drones.
And that can make such a big difference in the early game too.
But now that the queen popped, he should see it.
Yeah, it looks like he did see it, and did send those drones over to go mine, and has the rally point set. It looks like Black over here does have a Marine patrolling, just looking for overlords and whatnot, so that's pretty good. I don't think enough players do that, just send some thing out to patrol.
And Black right now is researching pre-ignited Hellions.
Okay.
So it looks like Blue Flame Hellions are gonna be his motive.
Yep. And it does look like he's supply blocked a little bit right now, and just getting on supply block, so that hurts a little bit. And he does have a command center as well as another barracks coming down, so this is going to transition into some sort of expand play. But as you can see by the expansion timing, he is quite a bit behind, so these Blue Flame Hellions really need to do some damage in order to help equalize the game a little bit.
And by the looks of the Zerg natural base, it doesn't look like it will do a lot of damage. As you can see, there's 2 Spine Crawlers and 2 Evo Chambers making a nice SimCity wall.
Yep. And he's even got that queen position very nicely to force the Hellions to have to go around, if anything to do. And the Hellions are coming up right now, poking in, seeing that nothing, or there's no leak in the wall at all. So very nice job by CypherX. Just the good building placement, able to keep this from actually doing too much.
And while all this is going on, it looks like he canceled Infernal Pre-Igniters and started researching Siege Tank.
Okay, and that's well, I don't know, what do you think about that? I think it's kind of smart. I mean, it's not really going to do a whole lot at this point.
Yeah, I'm not really sure he saw this before he canceled, but if he did, then that's a good move on his part.
Yeah.
However, he does have 2 Tech Lab factories, so it's not like it would have hurt to get the Infernal Pre-Igniter as well as
And I figure too, I mean, you're going to want it in the late game either way, especially if Zerg ends up going, you know, Ling or something, because that Pre-Igniter does do so much damage to light units. And it might, I mean, I don't know how, it was pretty close to finishing, so, you know, it might have been good to just let it finish, but it does look like we have +1/+1 going down for our Zerg player here, as well as Stimpack going down for the Terrans, so we'll have to see if they do any neat timings with that or anything.
Yes, from the looks of it, it looks like the Terran is gearing up for a Siege Tank Marine push to go with the Stim, but seeing that the Zerg is making infestors right now, an infestation pit at least.
Yeah.
This could make any kind of marine-centered push a little weak. And it looks like he's getting the passaging glands.
Yep.
So infestors are gonna appear eventually.
Yep. And our Terran player making a nice little wall off here for his expansion, just helping to secure that a little bit more. The Ling's chasing the Hellions back to the base, but they are going to run into Siege Tank fire, all going down there, so a little miscontrol, but not too bad, just losing a few Lings there. And we do have Burrow going down now, so this should be very interesting with the Infestors coming out, or yeah, we have 6 Infestors on the way, so maybe we'll see some sort of Burrow and Infestor play. Be very interesting.
Yeah, Burrowed Infestor play is quite powerful. Like, I've seen it like just destroy expansions if you just make 14, 15, 27 Infested Terrans right there.
Yeah, and it should be good, and especially if the Terran player actually expands to his 3rd. We'll have to wait and see if he does that, but if he does, I mean, he could spread them out a little bit. And when the Terran's trying to push out, definitely could use those Infested Terran to wreak some havoc on the base. It does look like CypherX's 3rd base is going down. We have the hatchery about halfway done. And as well as he has a few Infestors just staying on the left side of the map, just chilling out. We'll have to see. Oh, and their Burrow goes down. I think they're just going to check to see what sort of expansions are out, if any at all.
And as you can see from the Terran's point of view, Ghosts are underway. This is really good against Infestors, so I agree with this move here. Because EMP, Snipe, just the Ghost in general, is really good against Infestor play.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, I know at least with the Protoss Terran, you had, like, the EMP versus feedback wars. And, I mean, I think same kind of goes for Infestor Ghost to some extent. I mean, if you can get the fungals off before the EMPs, you can sway the battle so much more. So I think it's just kind of the interesting battle and kind of the control of these spellcasters at that point.
One thing I don't agree with, though, is he's not researching Mobius Reactor. And if he is planning on making Ghosts throughout the rest of the game, that is a very important upgrade to get as EMP right from the get-go.
Yes, I agree. And seeing that CypherX already has his pathogen glands researched, he can fungal right off the bat, can't he?
Yeah, he can.
Yep. So, you know, that's a big advantage right there, and we'll have to see what happens with that. Looks like the Terran player just about done with Combat Shield, got +2 weapons on the way, as well as another command center. So, looks like he is gearing up to expand again. So, we might be seeing a late game ZVT here.
Looks like it. And if you look at the harvesters, the Zerg is only 2 harvesters ahead right now, which if you factor in mules is not ahead at all.
Yeah.
So the only advantage CypherX has at this moment economically is the third base, even though he has the same amount of workers. They're better spread out across mineral patches, so it's more efficient.
Yes.
Because if you look at the Terran main, that is oversaturated. He needs to take a third very soon.
Oh, yes.
Utilize all those workers.
And the thing that is important too, sorry to interrupt, but he's got the extra 2 gas geysers. And in late game, you know, those gas expensive units are what can turn the tide of a battle.
Especially if Zerg keeps going investors, you're going to have to scale up your ghost production. And that does require a lot of gas. They reduced the price a little bit, but down to 100 gas recently, but they're still pretty gas expensive.
Yes. And CypherX was just being annoying with his Ling there, not allowing the third expansion to drop quite, but now it's down. And looks like the Spire just finished too, so we'll have to be seeing. And Greater Spire just starting to morph in, so we might be seeing the Broodlord tech actually, which would be quite interesting.
Yes, Broodlord Infestor is... Some think it is the strongest competition at the moment. And it might actually be.
Yes, and looks like +1 for the mech weapons is researching right now, as well as another command center going down. So Terran player gearing up to take another expansion, as well as the 4th for Cypher is going down. So these players really looking to macro up. So we are going to have a pretty interesting battle later on if my prediction does serve me correctly.
And looks like Ghost Cloaking is being researched at the moment. And this will give a nice advantage for the Ghost. If they manage to go in cloaked and EMP the infestors before the battle even happens, then the Terran army can do quite well against a Ling, mostly Ling army that's left over.
Yes.
This bungles being very important at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely. We do have Zerg Ground Carapace level 3, Zerg Melee level 3, as well as Flyers level 1, so CypherX really going hard into the upgrades. I definitely like this. Not a whole lot of aggression from either player at this point, so definitely getting ahead with those upgrades is a really good thing to do.
And if you look at it, the Terran, his upgrades at the moment are 2 attack, 0 armor for his infantry, 0/0 for his mech, and does he have any air?
No.
No? 0/0?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to upgrades, it looks like CypherX is well in the lead.
Yes. Which should be pretty crucial going into the late game. I mean, a big engagement with a lot of units. Those upgrades really add up. And it looks like CypherX just finished his 5th, where the Terran player is just now taking his 4th. So it's always good as Zerg to stay